Y1 and 152 ಆಯ್ತು
So already the training is in a 10 days program. So the training is data structures through C++. Now, what are the topics are covered in this 10 days section is, first of all, what is meant by an algorithm. So the day one section is completely basic concepts. If you know the C language, it is easy to understand the day one concepts. So if you are already, I think all of you familiar with C language. So that's why the day one part is very easy to understand. So what is meant by an algorithm is already know. So what is the algorithm analysis? Why the algorithm analysis is required? So what are the different types of notations? What is the big O notation? What is the small O notation? What is the theta notation? Everything can be discussed. So that is the not only algorithm. First of all, what is meant by from basic onwards. Try to understand from basic onwards, what is the algorithm, what is the how to develop the algorithms. So it is what is the real time example in your daily life. There is so many things can followed by based upon the algorithms. Why the analysis of algorithm is required. So everything can be discussed. The first of the topic is called as an algorithm analysis. So that is the based upon your this is very important while you are preparing for the higher education. That is the gate, you are preparing the graduate aptitude test. This concept is very important. The coming to the second one is introduction to the data structures. Why the data structures are introduced? What is the advantage of data structures? Why the data structures in your daily life? Without data structures we can't do anything. In this digital world, without data structures, there is nothing is possible. If you are open the website, if you are closing the website, if you are searching the data, everything is concept is related to your data structures. So that's why the what is the data structures, what is meant by in a data, what is meant by in a structure. So everything can be discussed. Introduction to the data structure, what are the different types of data structures, everything can be discussed. The introduction to the data structure. So coming to this, today's two important topics and two more important topics are available. One is that linear arrays and structures. So day two is nothing but the stacks and queues of what is the stack operations? What is meant by a stack? What is the real-time application of stack? What is the different types of applications are nowadays we can use by using the stack? Everything can be discussed. The third one is evaluation of expressions. So this is very important according to the campus point of view also. So why? Because it is a infix notation, prefix notation, post. Don't worry about that. This is an overview. Each and every topic can be discussed in detail. Each and every topic can be discussed example point of view also. So don't worry about the evaluation of expression. Is the day three is nothing but the infix notation, postfix notation, prefix notation. Coming to the day four is nothing but the queue. So that is nothing but the first in, first out. So there is a first in, first out concept. How, what is the real time application? How can you implement it? What is the different types of operations can be performed by using the queue? Everything can be discussed in the day four. Coming to the day five is the linked list. So this is a one type of data structure. This is a one type of algorithm. So the stack is also called as a one type of algorithm, and queue is also one type of algorithm. This is a algorithm is also called as a one type of data structure. So day five we can discuss about the single linked list and how can you create a node. So if you know, if you implement the single linked list concept, the today is the basic concept for the day five and day 4, day 3, day 2. So today each and every topic is link system. If you know about the structures in C language, so you can easy to implement the single linked list or double linked list or circular linked list or searchings. Already in C language, what is the best application of one dimensional array? What is the best application of one dimensional array? That is called as searchings and sortings. Searchings and sorting. That is how can you sort the elements. There are different types of sorts are available. Bubble sort, selection sort, heap sort, insertion sort, and quick sort, mid sort. Two more sorts are available, radix sort. So according to the placement point of view, which one is important, the topic can be included here. So if you are having any more time, I will discuss the in detail more concepts. So the day 9 is completely discuss about the searching techniques, that is the binary search and linear search. The final day 10 can be discussed what is the tree data structures. So what these all the 10 days program can be defined in the single flowchart. So it is also possible. It is also possible. So am I audible, girls?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
సో ఇఫ్ యూ నేను ఎప్పుడైనా ఫాస్ట్ అవుతున్నంటే సో స్లో అని చెప్పండి. సో ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ కంఫర్టబుల్ ఈ స్పీడ్
Yes,
సరిపోతుంది కదా?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ యువర్ కన్ఫర్మేషన్. సో నౌ డే 10 కెన్ డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ ద నాన్ లీనియర్ డేటా స్ట్రక్చర్స్, దట్ ఈస్ ద ట్రీస్. ఎస్
సార్ లాబీలో ఉన్నారంట, యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయండి.
జస్ట్ ఎ మినిట్. So yes, okay, 306. Is it clear? Any more persons are there? No?
No.
Okay, thank you. So coming to this one, so these are the overall syllabus structure for this entire 10 days program. So if it is 10 days is not enough to discuss about the data structures to C++. If you are having more time, so the 10 days is not sufficient for to discuss all the concepts. So I will take if you are having any time, I will take the extra classes also. So coming to the today topics is day 1 topic is the first one is algorithm analysis. Can you anyone please what is meant by an algorithm? Just respond. What is whether it is right or wrong secondary. Try to respond. What is meant by an algorithm? Before knowing the algorithm, you can't perform any C language, any other languages also. If you learn any type of programming language, the algorithm part is very important. Without algorithm, you can't do anything. Suppose if you are writing any program to implement, the algorithm part is must and should. That's why in real time project point of view, you can discuss there is a four ways to represent the project development life cycle. First one is algorithm oriented, second one is flowchart oriented, third one is pseudocode, and fourth one is program. You can learn the program, but you cannot learn the algorithm concept. If you have the analysis part is completed, you can develop the code in 2 days. If you don't know about the analysis of the algorithm, it will take 10 days time or 1 month time. If you are go to the real time project point of view, so you are selected in the Google, you are selected in some other multinational company, TCS. So the first of all, the team manager can assign to your project. So you can first of all analysis part is must and should. Without analysis part, so the total deadline to submit your project is 30 days time. So first of all, the first 5 days we can complete the analysis. How can do the project? What is the requirements for this project? Everything can be analysis oriented. Try to develop an algorithm. Once we can develop the algorithm, remaining 25 days, within 15 days, your project is completed. Why? Because you are perfect in analysis. What is the input? What is an output? What is the expected output? What is the experimental output? Everything can analysis oriented is perfect, but it is not exact value. Try to analysis. This is my requirement. This is my structure. This is my input. This is my process. This is my outputs. The analysis is very important. That's why if you learn the data structures to C language, C or any type of C++ or Java, Python, any type of programming language, the data structures can also already well implemented in C language, C++. The Java is the best predefined data structures is also available. So data structures can be implemented by using the any type of programming language. Don't worry about that algorithm. So can you anyone what is meant by an algorithm? So first of all, we can discuss about the algorithm, then how to write an algorithm, some sample example we can understand, then we can go to the actual concepts. So what is big O notation? Don't worry about that. That is the notations of data structures. You can time complexity and space complexity. So I will discuss first the time complexity and space complexity. then we can go to the introduction to the data structures. So what is meant by a data? How can you handle the data nowadays? So what is the structure? How can you define the structure? So the first data structure is called as an arrays. Already you are familiar with arrays in C language. So the first data structure in this world, that is called as an array. Array is a linear data structure. Array is a linear data structure. The data structures concept are implemented. The first data structure is called as an array. So, but here arrays are implemented in the two ways, that is a one-dimensional array and two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array. So, but here according to the data structure, you are enough to learn the linear data structure. That is nothing but the one-dimensional array. So, how can you declare the array? How can you initialize the array? How to insert the elements into the array? How to delete the elements from the array? Everything can be learned. So, the final topic of today's is called as a structures concept. So now coming to the first one. So today's the first half an hour section completely discussed. By the end of this topic, you able to learn. So what is meant by an algorithm? What is the characteristics of algorithm? So to write some examples for the algorithms, explain the analysis of algorithm. There is a analysis. The algorithm analysis is very important. So before you can implement the any type of program, so first of all, the analysis, that is the pre analysis and post analysis can also implement. That is the third point is pre-erior and posterior concepts can be implemented by using the explain the analysis of algorithms will be discussed in the coming up sessions. So what is the time complexity? What is the space complexity? So suppose I want to give the one problem to all the students. Or suppose if you are in this classroom having the 60 people are available, I am give the one task to the all the 60 members. The task can be, what is the simple task? To develop a C program for addition of 2 numbers. To develop a C program for addition of 2 numbers. Otherwise, to design a arithmetic calculator by using the C language. So first of all, to design the arithmetic calculator means, so the calculator is a program. What is the arithmetic operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modular division. Try to analysis what are the arithmetic operations are performed by using the calculator. That is the 5 arithmetic operations. The analysis part, the algorithm part is very important. So that's why, so in the 60 people can write the 60 different programs. If you write all are writing the same program, there is no use. The logical thinking is not same for the every person. The logical thinking is different from one person to the another person. Try to understand. So the logic, rule number 1 can write some other logic. Some people can write the 4 lines of code. Some people can write the 10 lines of code. Some people can write the 100 lines of code. Like that, the time and space complex. What is the best program characteristics? What is the best program characteristics? Can anyone please tell me? What is the best program characteristics? Girls, please respond. What is the best? How can you say this is the best program? Short and sweet.
Less code.
Yes, excellent. Good question. Good answer. That is nothing but the short and sweet. That is nothing but the code length is very less. It is easy to understand by all the people. It is easy to understand by all the people. So let me say small example here. So if you are purchase ఒక మొబైల్ కొనాలంటే మీరు ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తారు జనరల్ గా చెప్పండి. So that is nothing but the analysis. One mobile, if you are new mobile can be OnePlus mobile can be released into the market. So Apple mobile can be released into the market. Some other company can release the market. So what is the requirements to purchase the one mobile? ఒక మొబైల్ కొనాలంటే ఒక యూజర్ అనేవాడు ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తాడు? దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ మెయిన్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ గోల్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద గోల్ ఆఫ్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ నౌడేస్? ఒక మొబైల్ కొనాలంటే
స్పీడ్ కావాలి.
ఎక్సలెంట్. స్పీడ్ one characteristics is getting very good. Speed,
Storage, RAM, storage,
RAM, very good.
RAM,
Excellent.
picture quality.
Excellent, very good. Good answers. So I really appreciate you. So try to understand, ఒక మొబైల్ కొనాలంటే మనం ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తాం? తక్కువ డబ్బులకు రావాలి, ఎక్కువ ఫీచర్స్ ఉండాలి, ఎక్కువ కాలం పనిచేయాలి, దట్ ఈస్ ద సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్. విత్ ఇన్ ద టైమ్, విత్ ఇన్ ద బడ్జెట్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు డెలివర్ యువర్ ప్రొడక్ట్ ఇన్ టు ద మార్కెట్. అంతే కదా, ఒక మొబైల్ గురించి మనం ఆలోచించేటప్పుడు సో కాస్ట్ పరంగా అనాలిసిస్ చేసుకోవాలి, సిమిలర్లీ స్పీడ్ పరంగా అనాలిసిస్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో దెన్ వన్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కెన్ సే దట్ more and more features are included into your mobile. So even you can purchase one mobile according to the user point of view. You can some characteristics, that is the speed and also the cost, everything. So this is the analysis part is very very important. So that's why how much time, suppose how much time to run this project. Suppose if you are develop one project, so the latest laptop can execute that project the fastest way to execute. Suppose 3 years 4 years back laptop, the same project can be run on particular laptop. The speed will be low when compared to the latest configuration of your laptop. Try to understand the fourth point, defining the time and space complexity. How can you find the time complexity of the particular data structure? Everything can be discussed. Coming to that, last one is discuss various notations. That is the big O notation, especially we can discuss. Why? Because there is generally 4 types of notations are available, but it is not considered. Only the maximum people can consider the big O notation. So what is that internally in detail we can discuss. Coming to that, what is meant by an algorithm? Already know, step-by-step process is called as an algorithm. Step-by-step process is called as an algorithm. So suppose if you are develop the addition of 2 numbers program, first of all, what is the analysis? What is the, how can you write an algorithm? So what is the input? That's why that is called as a characteristics is very important. The characteristics of algorithm is very important. How to give the input? What are the input parameters? What is the expected output? So your program code can be less. That is the third name, definedness. Definedness means each and every instruction can easy to understand, and it is easy to understand. It is a clear and easy to understand. The fourth characteristics is finiteness. There is a, ఇప్పుడు మనం ప్రాజెక్ట్ డెవలప్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా, 100 lines 200 lines 400 lines and code రాయకూడదు. It is a finite number of steps. It can be write the your program, your data structures or any programs can be implemented. So the short code and easy to understand by the any persons. The last one is effectiveness. What is meant by an effectiveness? If you are learning the loops concept, if you are learning the variables concept, if you are learning the already what is the tokens of C language is already know. Can you anyone please tell me what are the tokens of C language? Tokens of C language. I think C is already completed all the branches. Variables, identifiers, keywords, and coming to that next one is operators. Next one is data types. There is 5 tokens are available. Without knowing the tokens, you cannot implement is even though addition of 2 numbers program also. So that's why. So if you are develop any project, the algorithm is very important. That is the theoretical representation of the project, theoretical representation of the program. Step-by-step process is called as an algorithm. So there are 5 characteristics are available. So that is the input. Most 0 or more inputs are accepted by using. Suppose if you are develop one program, static is better or dynamic is better? What is the difference between the static and dynamic?
Static is during compile time, sir, and dynamic is during runtime, sir.
Yes, exactly. Or according to your textbook oriented, exactly, perfectly, you all right. So what is meant by a static means, suppose int a is equal to 20, suppose int a is equal to 20, int b is equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b. What is the output of a? All the 60 members are getting the same output. 20 and 20 plus 30, 50 is an output. All the 60 members are getting the same output. That is called as a static. Once we can assign the value cannot be changed. But dynamic is very very important. If you are develop any program, suppose if you are asking the interviewer write a program, C program for factorial of given number. If your n value can be 5, so automatically the n value is only 120 can be getting 5 factorial value is 120. It is fixed. But the dynamic, enter the n value, you can read the n value at the time of execution, program execution. We can read the values and we can compile and run, and we can dynamically we can accept the input. Every time we can changes. every time the changes can be occurred. That is the runtime changes can be occurred. That is called as a dynamic. So that's why the input is the static input or dynamic input. The output is getting the static output or dynamic output. So that is the first two characteristics: the definiteness and the finiteness and effectiveness. So these are the characteristics. So coming to that, a simple example here: addition of two numbers. So we can write a begin or start the program, and we can read the two variables. What is the purpose of variable? To store the data. The data can be stored in the form of variables and identifiers. In C language, already basic C already know. That's why the basic C is completed. Then data structure is through C is very easy. So variable is a one type of data structure. Try to understand. Int A is a variable. A is also called as one type of data structure, but it is not a data structure. It is an integer data can be stored. So the variables, the values are stored into the particular variables are constants. That's why the variables and identifiers can store the values. Now A plus B can be stored, addition can be performed, the result will be stored into the one more variable that is called as a sum variable. The fourth step, finally we can display end of the. This is the theoretical representation of the program. So coming to the real-time example, how to make a T. To write a develop an algorithm, suppose the funny question can ask by the interviewer, how to make a T, to develop an algorithm, to develop a data structure for making a T. So try, what is your analysis? Can anyone step by step process? How many people ఎంతమందికి టీ పెట్టడం వచ్చు? Gross, please respond. That is the first step. The step-by-step process. The first step is fill the kettle with the 2 cups of water. So that is the first step. What is the second step? So that's switch on to the power. The next one is third step is when the water has been boiled. Then the next one is after some time we can add the 1 teaspoon of. Excellent. So that is nothing but that. After that, sugar is important. That's why add 2 teaspoons of sugar can be added to the existing one. So that coming to the next one, sixth step, add a half cup of milk. So then the tea is ready. The final step is already, this is a 6-step process. The 6-step process can be completed, then your tea is ready. After that, finally we can remove the plug and we can share your tea.
So
Yes, this is a step-by-step process. This part is you are perfect. You can out of 80 members, anybody can learn from the steps. You can easy to prepare the tea. Is it right? That's why algorithm is very important for C++, data structures and data structures to Java, data structure to C++. Any type of programming language, the algorithm is common. The algorithm is user analysis. The user analysis is very important. So the same steps are converted according to your algorithm. So some special word can be used. That is the begin and the final step is end. In between these two, there is a different steps to follow to develop an algorithm for making a T. So is it clear? Coming to the one more example. So suppose if the person can traveling from Mumbai to Bangalore by bus, what are the steps can be involved? Nowadays, this pandemic situation, there is no need to physically go for a bus station for the reservation. All of you having the APSRTC bus, that is the app is available, Red Bus app is available. So according to your point of view, what are the steps to develop an algorithm to travel from the bus from Mumbai to Visakhapatnam to Kakinada, like that? So to develop an algorithm, first of all, which date you can do? First step, first of all, before you can start booking analysis, first of all, date is fixed. Which date you can travel? So that is the first step you can try. First of all, yes, I got it the day. Yeah, which day? Declare the date and time. Ye date nenu travel cheyali, ye time lo travel cheyali. The first step is completed. What is the second step? Can you anyone expect it?
things to be packed, sir.
Yes. If you are having the exactly. If you are online booking, you can open the APSRTC and some other different apps are available for the reservation. So if you are physically, you can go and reservation counter for the bus station, you can take a reservation, take a ticket. So after completing the reservation, what the particular day and time, date and time can be printed on your sheet. What is the third step? On particular day, we can remember that. Go to the Mumbai to bus station. So on the particular 12th October, we can go for bus station. So that is how we can remember the time. Before one hour, we can go to the station. So Mumbai bus station. Once we can go to the Mumbai bus station, the bus are board. The bus is available, ready to. The bus is available from Bangalore to Mumbai to Bangalore. The Bangalore bus is available or not? Once it is available, then we can sitting down in, and after that we can get down in the Bangalore. So this is the simple steps. So everything, if you are developing one project arithmetic calculator, so to write a algorithm to develop a arithmetic calculator in the similar fashion, what is the step? And the first step is begin. Second step is to declare the variables. What are the variables are required? Suppose some people can write the 5 variables. Addition is stored into the C, subtraction can be stored into the D, multiplication can be stored into the E, and there is each and every arithmetic operation can be separately stored into the variable. So based upon your A, B, C, D. So you can declare the variables for the data storing purpose. What is the third step? To calculate the arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, A plus B, A minus B, A star B, A by B, like that. So any type of projects must and should you can develop the algorithm. So is it clear, all of you? Algorithm. So what is an algorithm? Yes, how to develop an algorithm. This is already done. But why the algorithm is important? Without algorithm, the first screen we can observe here. With algorithm, it is a blueprint. It is like a plan. The perfect plan is available. Once you can develop an algorithm, so 5 days planning is perfectly all right. Within 1 day, we can develop easily. Why? Because the planning is ready with you. So you can construct your house. If you are constructing your house, the planning is ready, the requirements are ready, and every person is ready to construct. So you can ready to start. Implementation is very easy. So that's why here try to remember that without algorithm or the algorithm analysis, there is no proper development. So the perfect output is not generated. So this is the without using the algorithm, with using the algorithm, this is a difference. So coming to some more example, already addition of 3 numbers. Similarly, we can take the begin. You can take the value, read the 3 integer values A, B, C. Then you can calculate the addition of 3 numbers. You can store it into the sum variable and display the sum and. So like that, if you are the problem complexity can be increases. This is very simple program. There is only 5 steps are enough. Coming to the if loop. So that is the control structures are comes into the your C language. What are the control structures available in C? What are the control structures available in C? Can anyone please tell me?
While, do while,
For loop.
Exactly. Your answer is perfectly correct. Yes, that is the comes under the loops. Just remember the point here. The control structures are divided into the 3 types. One is a conditional statements. Second type is loops. Third type is unconditional statements. So conditional statements are it is a selection statements, or it is also called as a branching statements, or it is also called as a decision making statements. Can you anyone please tell me what is the conditional statement? Why the name is called as a conditional statements? If you are go to the right side or left side, that is condition means it is a question mark. The every answer can be depends upon your condition. That's why the condition is very important. That's why the selection can be depends upon the condition. Your decision can be depends upon your condition. So everything can be depends. That's why simple if else, nested if else if ladder, and switch case. That is the conditional statement. Suppose if your program can include the switch statement, the complexity of the program can be increases. Suppose if you are using the loop statements or iterative statements, so generally according to your point of view, somebody can say that is the pre-test, that is nothing but the 2 types of loops are generally available. One is the pre-tested loops and post-tested loops. Pre-tested loops, best example, can you pre-test Pre-test. While is the best example for the pre-test.
While.
Yes, the post-test is nothing but the do while. So pre-test can also be done by using the for loop. So like that, that is the do while loop. Which loop is the best loop when compared to all the loops? Which loop is the best loop when compared to all the other loops? For loop is the best loop. Why? Why? The for loop is best when compared to the while and do while. While is initialization is separated, int I is equal to 0, I less than or equal to n is separate line, and while of I less than or equal to 20, that is separate line. I plus plus increment and decrement operate separate line. But in for loop, there is a three parts: initialization, condition, and increment and decrement operator. That's why when compared to the all the other loops, the for loop is the best loop. Suppose if in your program, if you are display the 1 to 100 numbers, what is the how to write an algorithm? So like that. So next coming to the unconditional statements, all the break, continue, go to, return. So like that, the whenever the programming concepts are increases, so the developing an algorithm can also complex. So that's why algorithm, everything is already understood an algorithm. Every person can understand. I hope everyone can understand what is the algorithm characteristics. Everyone can understand. But what is the algorithm analysis? Algorithm is clear. This is some examples, real-time examples, programming examples we can observe. So now why should we can analyze the algorithm? What is the analysis? That's why big O notation is comes into the picture. Theta notation is comes into the picture. Why the analysis is very, very important. If you are not perfect, analysis is not perfect, your output is completely wrong. So you are not having any budget estimation to start develop your house. Suppose మీ house construct చేసుకున్నారు, మీ perfect analysis లేదు, budget analysis లేదు, and ఎంత టైంలో నేను ఫినిష్ చేయాలనేది లేదు. సో జనరల్గా మీరు హౌస్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు విత్ ఇన్ 3 months లో నా హౌస్ కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి. దట్ ఈస్ మై ఫస్ట్ అనాలిసిస్. అలా దట్ ఈస్ ద టైమ్ కెన్ బి ఫిక్స్, టైమ్ కాంప్లెక్సిటీ కెన్ బి ఫిక్స్. సో ఈ 3 months లో నేను కంప్లీట్ చేయాలంటే ఏ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ ఉండాలి? So that is also requirement analysis is also very important. What is the third step here? Cost. నేను 3 months లో పర్ఫెక్ట్ కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేస్తాను, 1 crores యూజ్ చేస్తానంటే దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ వే. సో విత్ ఇన్ ద బడ్జెట్, లో బడ్జెట్ లో పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా మీరు కన్స్ట్రక్ట్ చేయగలిగితే దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as best algorithm. That's why some of the characteristics can ask the introduction section. So that's why if you are purchase the mobile, that is the low cost, how more features, and also the more performance, that is the performance oriented, speed oriented, size oriented. Smart ga undali phone anedi compulsory em vallu pedda mobile undakodu. So the mobile is smart world, that is a smart mobile. So that's why each and every size is also one type of characteristic. That's why the algorithm analysis is very important. Why should you can use the analysis? Try to understand this statement, very, very important. If you understand this one, big O notation is very easy. Big O notation is very easy. Can you anyone please read the first statement? What is meant by an algorithm analysis? What is meant by an algorithm analysis? Yes. Just a minute. Algorithm is a step-by-step process. Algorithm is a step-by-step process. But algorithm analysis is in a, so suppose algorithm analysis means how to build a addition of 2 numbers. First of all, what is your analysis? Algorithm analysis. How many variables are required? What is the logic we can use? Which operators are required? That is the estimation. That is called as an I am here. We can highlighting the estimation is nothing but the algorithm analysis is a study to provide the theoretical estimation. Addition of 2 numbers lo any variables kavalandi? Suppose A, B is for the input, C is for the result purpose. So how many operators are required? Plus and equal to. The why? Because C is equal to A plus B. C is equal to A plus B. So the estimation is very important. The algorithm analysis is a study to provide the theoretical estimation for the required resources. What are the resources here? Operators are resources. Addition of two numbers example. Operators are resources and variables are resources. Assignment statements are resources. Arithmetic statements are resources. Printf is a function. Scanf is a function. Like that. So for the required resources for the algorithm to solve the specific computational problem. What is the problem statement now in this example? Addition of two numbers. My problem statement is addition of two numbers. To solve this problem by using the algorithm analysis, what are the requirements? What are the variables are required? How many variables are required? How many operators are required? Everything can be taken as a resource analysis is very important. So calculating the efficiency. So by writing your logic, the logic is different from one person to the another person. So that's why it's very important. What is the algorithm analysis? Anyone please tell me now? What is the algorithm analysis? Anyone can understand what is the algorithm analysis? That is the rough sheet.
Estimation.
Rough estimation.
Estimate.
Yes, exactly. Rough estimation before you can develop the project. If you are writing any program, suppose if your interviewer can give the one task to you, write a C program for addition of two numbers. So this is very easy. The interviewer can write the program. So how many syntactical errors are available? While you are writing, you can follow some syntaxes or not. So you are following some documentation section, you are following some preprocessor directives or not, which header file we can use. Everything can be observed by the interviewer. But it is a simple question. Addition of two number is very simple question, but analysis. So the simple question we can easy to solve, then the complex problems can be easy to solve. So that's why this is very important. The algorithm analysis is nothing but the rough estimation for before you can develop the project. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is called as if you develop the addition of two numbers, three important requirements. How much time to execute that program? If you are static program or a dynamic program, how much time you can require? How much memory is required? What is the speed of your laptop? If you are using the i5 processor, if you are using the i7 processor, or if you are using the i10 processor, that is the 10th generation, the speed of your computer is very high. Then the addition of within fraction of seconds you can the speed of that is the 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM. That's why each and every program initially you can save down to the RAM. The speed of your computer completely depends upon the RAM. So that's why how much memory is required for this program, what is the speed, how much time you can require. That's why the analysis can be based upon the speed, based upon the space, that is nothing but the memory, based upon the time means it is in a time complexity. The word you can understand. Generally, the efficiency of the algorithm related to the input length. Suppose if you are giving the input is to display the 1 to 100 numbers, the input is 100. So if you are using 1000 numbers, if you are using the 10,000 numbers, the problem complexity can be increases. The number of iterations, the time to execute that program. So 100 numbers you can print, that is time very less. 1000 numbers you can more time. 1 lakh numbers you can print, you can more and more time. So that's why according to that the time is very important. Memories, that is nothing but the time complex, that is known as a time complexity. The volume of memory, how much memory is required to store the data, that is called as a space complexity. Space complexity. Are you understand? Are you understand or not? Girls?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, according to the speed of you and memory, that is why space complexity and time complexity for everything. So try to remember this point here, try to understand. Knowing the efficiency of the algorithm is very vital on mission critical tasks. What is meant by a mission critical task? Can anyone? What is a mission critical task? I will give the small examples here. I will give the small examples here. Let me take one example here. You are working in the NASA company. Suppose you are selected in the you are working as a NASA company, or you can be working as an ISRO or Sparks. So what is this NASA ISRO you can do? These companies are basically launching the what is the this ISRO can launching the rockets and
Rockets and satellites.
yes, rockets and satellites into the space, right? Right. So here, so you are working in the NASA company, you are working or ISRO or SpaceX. These companies are basically launching the rockets and satellites into the space, right? You can develop, you can write an algorithm for that. So you are working as an employee in the ISRO, you are developing a one algorithm, you are writing a one program. So we can see you are writing on the algorithm, you are writing a computer program which is basically gone and take a rocket into the orbit. So this rocket can be go to the orbit and release. So how many seconds? Suppose, for example, we can take in here. So 10 seconds time. 10 seconds time. సో ఇక్కడ రాకెట్ అనేది లాంచ్ చేసేటప్పుడు 10 seconds టైం తీసుకోవాలి. ఈ 10 seconds టైం విత్ ఇన్ టైమ్ లో మనం లాంచ్ చేయకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది? ద రాకెట్ విల్ గో టు ద స్పేస్, ఆటోమేటికల్లీ డిస్ట్రాయ్ అవుతుంది. లెస్ దాన్ 10 seconds లో ఇస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? లెస్ దాన్ 10 seconds లో గ్రావిటీ బేస్ చేసుకొని బ్యాక్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, అవునా కదా? సో if you are more than 10 seconds, if you are when your rocket will be launched more than 10 seconds, the rocket will be go into the space. So that is the project is fail. Coming to that, if you are less than 10 seconds before you can launching, then the rocket will be destroyed and come down due to the gravity. It will back. So what is your analysis here? Mission critical section is exact perfect analysis. The rough estimation is exactly 10 seconds. You can implement your you can implement your project, otherwise your project is failure. That's why the algorithm analysis, that's why the scientists, before you can implement the project, the algorithm analysis is very important. So the analysis is right way, then output of the project is efficient way. One more example. Nowadays we can nowadays everybody using the cars. The cars are with airbags. Are you know about the airbags?
Yes,
Airbags. So what is the purpose of airbags?
Yes, sir. During accidents,
Yes.
it prevents the driver, sir,
Yes.
and passengers water.
Yes, the same example can be considered here. Suppose you are the developer for to develop airbags in your cars. So here, ejecting of airbags into the car, this is your project. Nowadays, every car and equipped with airbags. Almost all the recent if you are purchase any cars, this feature is available. Whenever you can meet unfortunate, what is the purpose? Whenever you can meet the unfortunate accidents, then the airbags automatically eject and saves the human's life. This is the advantage. But observe, you are the developer. You can download some algorithm which is written behind. Suppose the airbags can be suppose some accident can be occurred here. So automatically within 2 seconds the airbag is not open. So automatically the accident can be, the human life is saved or not? It is not saved. So the estimation, how much time to eject this airbag, this analysis is very important. So that is called as a mission critical task. Are you understand what is meant by a mission critical task? Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Imagine the algorithm. Yes, imagine the algorithm can take more than 2 seconds. The accident can be happen in less than 1 second. The airbags is not ejected in the person life is lost. So like that. So the analysis is very important. Which time you can perfectly take the input, which time the perfect output is generated. So that is very important. So now coming to the second point. Suppose if you are all are having the 60 persons can develop the same logic? No, the logic is not same for all the people. The logic, that's why the generally the multiple approaches, the multiple ways to develop the project, multiple ways to develop the data structures, multiple ways to develop the algorithm to solve the one problem statements. So you are thinking in different way. I am also thinking in different way. Some other people can thinking in different way. So that's why which one is better? According to the out of 60 people can develop out of 60 people can develop some project. Suppose there is a three different ways to given as a given number is prime or not. If you are from to all the 60 members whether the given number is prime or not, how can you say this is a prime number? How can you say? So different people can write the different types of logics. You can different people can follow the different types of approaches, different methods. Somebody can use the arrays, somebody can use the functions concept, somebody can use the structures concept, somebody can use the only variables concept. Out of this you can optimize, you can choose. So the algorithm analysis once we can analysis is done, the best method for the develop this project is finalized. That's why once the analysis is done, it is easy to develop. Is it clear? Why we need to algorithm analysis? Girls, please respond. Shall I move to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, if you are taken as an suppose if you are develop one project, my laptop RAM capacity is 10 GB, your laptop capacity is latest configuration, latest laptop, your laptop capacity is 20 GB RAM. So suppose my project can be run on my system, it will take more time. Why? Because the RAM size is very less. The same project can be run on your system. So suppose my project can be executed within 5 minutes, but in your system, less than 1 minute, the project is completed. So that's why the system algorithm analysis storage capacity is also very important. That's why space complexity also important. Suppose both are having the same configuration, same everything is same, but I am only opening the only one project application, but you are opening the different application, listening the music and playing the games parallelly. Open the project. How many applications are run in your project? Three applications. In my laptop, only single application can be run. The output can be produced much faster than your laptop. Why? Because both are same configuration, everything is same, but your applications are more. You are using the applications, three applications, but only I am using the single application. At that time, the speed of the computer can also changes. So that's why time complexity and space complexity is also very important. What does the better algorithm means? What is the best algorithm? What is the best algorithm? So compulsory you can use the how much time to execute the program, first one, and how much space is required, how much memory is required to run the program. So that's why first two is very important. That is the time complexity and space complexity is very important. That's why according to the written test point of view, according to the commutative point of view, according to the interview point of view, everybody can use the data structure, everybody can ask the questions about that. What is the time complexity of bubble sort? What is the time complexity of insertion sort? What is the time complexity of stack? So that's why these topics are very important. Coming to that, so every program, what is the good program characteristics? It is easy to read, means it is easy to understand by the any persons. The lines of code can be reduced and less hardware and software needs. What is the less hardware and software needs? Suppose, so nowadays Windows 10 is an operating system. This Windows 10 can be run on olden days or suppose 2020, 2000 laptops. So the 2000 year model laptops are not run these latest OS. Some of the softwares only cannot be installed in the 64 operating system. So like that, the how much hardware, less hardware can use, less software can use, then your algorithm is a best algorithm. Your algorithm is a best algorithm. Your program is a good program. Is it clear, all of you? So that's why here the algorithm analysis does not give the accurate Exact result is not generated by the algorithm. While you are running the program, the exact value can be generated. Just we can give the estimate values, approximate values can be given to the algorithm. So that's why should you can the analysis is very important. That is based upon the CPU speed, based upon the RAM speed. Your speed of your computer completely depends upon. So suppose if you are using the i3 laptop and 2 GB RAM, it is a less speed and the low memory. The processor speed is very less. Coming to the, according to the time complexity oriented, what is the requirements for the time complexity? Can you anyone please tell me? So that is the CPU consumption and memory speed. Coming to that real-time example, suppose if you are traveling by using the cycle from the your college to NAD, or your JNTU Kakinada to the server as hotel. Like that, the speed of your bike and speed of your cycle is different. That's why the speed is very, very important. The speed completely calculated by using the time complexity. Coming to the second one is time complexity and space complexity. So this is the how much memory is required by using the RAM to develop your algorithm. How much memory is required? That is the space complexity. What is the speed? You can calculate it by using the time complexity. Okay. So this is the different types of algorithms. So now, how can you calculate the performance analysis? How can you calculate the performance analysis? How can you say this is a good program? How can you say this is not a good program? How to say this is a good program? How to say this is a it is not a good program? When compared to this program is good. How it can say? The analysis based upon the how much. Come again. Very good answer. Come again. How can? Yes. Please respond. How to say this is a good program? How to say this is a not good program?
The process of the program is fast or not? It can be done.
Yes, according to your program size. Suppose your program can having the 10 instructions, your program can having the 20 instructions. The how much time can take? That's why how much time take the time to execute your program? That is called as a time complexity of the algorithm. Then the analysis based upon how much memory is required for this execution of this program or the execution of that algorithm, that is called as a space complexity. The space complexity in terms of memory, the time complexity in terms of speed. So now there are two types of performance analysis is if you are developer, if you are go to the real time scenario, you are the developer, you are employee in the TCS company, you are of the one of the developer. There are two types of analysis is very, very important. One is a posterior, another one is pre-area. So what is the pre-area analysis and posterior analysis? Pre-area analysis is nothing but the pre-area analysis before you can implement, before you can run the project, before you can writing the program, whatever the algorithm you can write, that is called as a pre-area analysis. Posterior means after the writing the program, after the execution of the program. So whatever the output, what is the speed, what is the how much memory is required after the program execution, the posterior analysis can be taken. And before we can writing the program, you can some algorithm analysis is required before writing the program, that is called as a pre-area and posterior almost all similar. You are best analyzer, that nowadays, that's why analytical that is the statistical analysis. Nowadays everybody listening the one word data science concept. What is the data science? The data science is not what is your analysis before you can develop the project, what is your analysis after developing the project, so that is analysis. Both your analysis and your expected output and experimental output both are same. Your perfect analytical job, you are perfect, you are eligible for the analytical job. So So that is the pre-area analysis and posterior. These are the difference. There is a lot of differences will be there. Pre-area means before you can writing any code. So posterior means after you can running the code. So this is the two types of analysis will be there. Now coming to the time complexity can be measured in the two ways. One is the space complexity and time complexity. So you are not concentrated much more on the space complexity, where only according to your real-time scenario, interview point of view, and coming to that written test point of view, the time complexity is very important. Space complexity almost according to your laptop is the latest configuration, the execution time is very less. But the time complexity is logical thinking. Logical thinking. So that's why the logic is not same for all the students. The logic is different from one person to the another person. The logic is different from one person to the another person. So that's why the time complexity is very important. That's, of course, the space complexity is also very important. But you are using the modern laptops. There is high end. Everybody laptops can use 1 TB memory. So you are not using 1 TB memory in perfect manner. No, your lot of data can be stored in your laptop is movies, songs, photos like this. What is the important? There is no important data is available. No. So the space complex, though more and more, the memory is very cheap nowadays in real time. So that's why, according to the data structures point of view, time complexity and space complex both are important, but in this point we can discuss big O notation completely comes under the time complexity concept. So what is meant by a space complexity? Already know the space complex, how much memory is required, how much memory is required to allocate the memory, how much memory is allocated the program, how much memory is allocated for the variable. So that memory allocation can be done based upon the space complexity. So suppose suppose in real time, can you hear the one word virtual memory concept? Anyone? What is meant by a virtual? Now you are listening the classes by using the virtual manner. What is meant by a virtual? Girls, anyone please respond. Girls, am I audible? Girls,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, yes. So please try to respond my question, please. So if you are whether it is right or wrong, there is no issue. So try to respond. So why? Because already 1 hour lecture is already completed, but still people are not responding. Are you feeling bored? Are you feeling bored?
No, sir.
Why the people are not? So the space. Suppose how many people know the not virtual concept? Virtual means physically it is not possible. At the time of runtime, we can access the memory. Suppose if you are listening my class, if you are access my laptop, if you are access my PPT, if you are copy paste my PPT, it is not possible. Why? Because it is a physically it is not possible. At the time of going the class, we can visibly we can see that, we can take the snapshot. Everything is possible, but the modifications are not possible. Physically modifications are not possible. So that is called as a virtual memory. So how much here the space complexity is nothing but the different people can use the different people can use your laptop. So different applications can be used. That is multi-user means more than one user can use your laptop. So at a time, that is called as a multi-user. Your laptop can be working as an online classes, and sometimes you can working by using the. Some people can use parallelly. The listening the class will be on in the Teams. Some people can minimize and open your notepad. You can type on some other work and open the MS Office. Some people can open the YouTube. Some people. So that is called as a multi-user. Multi-user operating system can be. So that is the, if you are open the multiple users, multiple inputs can be given. It can satisfy. Then only your project is good. So that's why the space complexity is nothing but the S of P is equal to C plus S of P. So don't worry about that one. C is nothing but the constant. I is nothing but the input value. SP is nothing but the that is the space complexity. So how much memory? What is the input capacity? Suppose addition of two numbers. What is the input size? 2. So the 2 is an input. How many number of instructions can execute? How much memory is required for the two instructions? Two values can be stored into the memory. That is called as an S of P. Then the constant means what is the integer size? What is the integer size? In C language, what is the integer size? 2 bytes.
2 or 4 bytes.
Excellent, excellent. Exactly. You are using the 64-bit operating system. Your integer capacity is 4 bytes of memory. If you are using the 32-bit operating system, that is the 2 bytes of memory. So now the C is nothing but the each and every variable, the constant memory is already predefined. So that is called as a C. S of P, SP of I is nothing but the based upon the input. There is a two inputs, 2 into 4, that is 8 bytes of memory can occupy. That is how much? That is the 8 bytes of memory can be occupied. That is to calculate by using the space complexity. Coming to that time, that is the space complexity. What is meant by what is meant by a recursive function? Recursive function. The function call itself is called as a recursive. In C language, there is a different types of functions are available. One is a predefined functions, user defined functions. One more function is called as a recursive function. The function call itself is called as a recursive function. The best example for the recursive function is ATM. If you are insert your card and I am also another people can insert the card, the same options can be displayed or not. There is a different people can access the same functional, withdraw the money, deposit the money, and balance inquiry, mini statement, everything can be considered. Everything can be considered. So that is the same operations can be performed the repeated number of times. So you are inserting the card, you can perform some operations. Same operations can be performed by using the my card also. That is the recursive function. So at the time, each and every iteration, each and every recursive call, the memory is occupied. So that's why, according to that, any program can be implemented by using the for loop or while loop or do while loop. The same program can be implemented by using the recursive. Which one is the best way? Suppose factorial of given number by using the for loop. If you are develop the project by develop one program, factorial of given number by using the for loop, the same program can be implemented by using the recursive. Which one is the best way? Girls, please respond. Are you know about the recursive function?
Yes, sir.
Yes, the recursive function. Suppose if you are using the for loop, so how many number of times the loop is repeated? That is the user point of it is very difficult. The system point of it is very easy. Coming to that recursive function, once we can call the function up to the generation of results, the function call itself. Because user point of view, the recursive function is very easy. But coming to the system point of view, the recursive function is more and more memory is required. So that's why if you are develop any function, any projects by using the recursive function, the more time, more space is required, more memory is required. So that is a point to remember. So if you are go to the interview panel, if you are any interviewer can asking, any program can be developed by using the loops or iterative statements, or you can develop by using the recursive function. Which one is the best way? The iterative method is best way. Iterative method is best way. Why? Because the function according to the user point of view, it is an iterative. That is the recursive function is best. But according to the system point of view, iterative method is best. So next one is time complexity. So time complexity is nothing but the speed of your computer. That is the speed can be calculated. So how much speed? So how much time to required to execute your program? So what is the maximum time? That is the maximum time to execute your project. So how much time is required to run complete program? So that is called as a time complexity. The time complexity can be measured in terms of T of P is same. S of P place, we can use the T of P is equal to C is nothing but the constant plus T of P, input, based upon the input. Suppose I want to display the 100 numbers. What is my input capacity? 100. So how many times the loop is repeated? 100 times. How much time is required? So based upon your system capability, so the time complexity can be measured. That is called as a T of P is equal to C plus TP of I. This is called as this is the calculation of time complexity. Clear? But the time complexity can be measured in the three cases. There, what are the three cases? Best case time complexity, worst case time complexity, and average case time complexity. So what is the best case time complexity? So suppose in this example, are you visible my screen? Girls, can anyone please respond?
Vis-
Yes. Now coming to the actual concept, this is a very important. So little bit care here. So the time complexity can be measured by using the best case time complexity, worst case time complexity, and average case time complexity. So how it will be? What is the best case time complexity? What is the worst case time complexity? What is the average case time complexity? Suppose if you are go to the Google search, if you are go to the Google search, so suppose if in this example I want to take the one example here. In the this is called as an array. Array, how many elements are there? In this array, how many elements are there?
8, sir.
8 elements are there. So please respond. So
8,
try
sir.
to interact. So whether so this is an anyway 8 elements will be there. Suppose I am searching the element is 12. What is my searching element is 12. So what is the linear search? My element is available in the first location or not? My element is available in the second location or not? My element is available in the third location or not? So up to so on each and every location, check each and every location. That is called as a linear search. So the searching concepts is one of the biggest good concept, binary search and linear search. Here the linear search. So I want to search the element is 12. So first the first time మనం search చేసిన element find out చేసాం. That's the best case time complexity 1. Search చేసిన వెంటనే first నే find out అయింది కాబట్టి the best case time complexity. Suppose your searching element is at the middle of the array. A of 3 location. Your searching element is middle of the location. This is called as an average case. Average case time complexity. Your searching element is available in the last of the array. So first one is not, second one is not, third, each and every location is not available. At the last location is available. Finding your searching element is at the last location. So this is a worst case time complexity. Your searching element is available in the last. Suppose best example in real time. So if you are take the one textbook, the suppose C. Balaguruswamy textbook can be taken. I want to search the topic. So totally your textbook consists of 1000 elements, 1000 pages are available. My searching topic is arrays. If the array topic is available in the first page, that is the best case time complexity. Are you understand? Your searching element is immediately you can get it. That is called as a best case time. There is no need to much more time. Coming to the worst case time complexity means your searching element is in the last page. Arrays concept is available in the last page. Lot of time taken. Lot of time is wasted. First, your searching arrays is available in the first page or not. Arrays are available in the second page or not. Third, each and every page you can check it for the up to last page. The worst case time complexity, that is nth page, 1000 page. Average case means at the middle of your textbook. So 500 page, the arrays topic is available. So that is the average case time complexity. Are you understand what is the difference between the best case, worst case, average case time complexity? Girls, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that's why here the coming to the picture is called as an asymptotic algorithm notation. So what is meant by asymptotic notations means the mathematical boundaries of runtime performance to calculate the performance of your program. So here that mathematical boundaries is nothing but the mathematical calculations of running performance of your program. Running performance of the program. That's why the concept is available in the data structures. Asymptotic notations means this is the one method. This is an analysis of an algorithm. Asymptotic is nothing but the term is used to mathematical boundaries, mathematical analysis, mathematical calculations of given program at the running of this program at the time. Yes, having any doubts? Somebody unmute the mic. So having any doubts? Shall I proceed?
Yes,
So
sir.
here the mathematical boundaries can be find out. That is nothing but the what is the time taken, what is the time, how can you calculate that is the notations can be used according to the mathematical oriented, according to the system point of view. Both are calculated by using the asymptotic algorithm analysis. So here, so girls, all of you available in the online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let me
Yes,
check.
sir.
So why? Because here I want to give the practical point of view. I want to explain practical example. I want to explain little bit care here. I think how many people are present? Only 58 people are present. So okay, good. So out of 83, only 53 are present. So now the concept is try to understand here. So how can you calculate the big O notation? How can you calculate the big O notation? So that is nothing but the problem statement. What is the problem statement can be given here? Can anyone please tell me? What is the problem statement?
Write an algorithm to find the sum of n numbers, sir.
So in this way we can give the problem performance. That is the what is the time complexity of this algorithm. But try to remember that up to whatever the topic you can covered in the previous slides, algorithm analysis is nothing but the pre-error and posterior. The logic is not same for all the people. That people can write by using the same program can be write by using the functions, by using the variables, by using the arrays. Different people can use the different types of logics. Now let me understand here. My first I am writing the algorithm one. I am writing the one algorithm here. How to write a function? Here the return type of the function. The my function name is sum of numbers. I want to pass the n value here. I want to pass the n value here. Sum is equal to 0. I is equal to 0. For I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So sum equal to sum plus I. And print sum. How many instructions are there in the loop? How many instructions are there in the function?
4.
4.
4,
Generally, you
sir.
cannot consider this one, the 4 instructions. Suppose, so
4.
according to the time complexity, how can you perform, how can you find out the big O notation or small O notation or theta notation, whatever it may be. So this is my algorithm, simple program, sum of the n numbers by using the loops, Now coming to that, so n value is 3. I want to give the n value is 3. So sum is initially 0. For loop, how many times it can be repeated? How many times? 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 times the loop is
4
repeated.
times.
Yes, the 4 times the loop is repeated. So sum equal to initially 0 plus 0 and 1 plus 1. Like that, the sum finally after the I value is 3, then it can be exit the print the sum. So this is the analysis. First of all, suppose I want to execute this only single statement. How much time is required? This is an analysis. This is an estimation, rough estimation for the program. This is not exact values. Try to understand sum equal to 0. How much time to execute this instruction? The computer can execute this instruction. That is the less time. That's why I want to take the 1 microsecond. 1 microsecond can be taken. Coming to this one, this is a for loop. How many times it can be repeated? 4 times it can be repeated. Suppose n value is 5, the 5 times can be repeated. 5 times can be repeated. So the n, suppose n value is 5, suppose the for loop can be initially I is equal to 0, that is 1 second can be taken, but the third instruction can be depends upon the second instruction. Why? Because if your I value is 5, I value is 6, the value I value is 5, the 5 times the loop is repeated. If the I value is 6, the value is for loop is repeated 6 times. So if your n values, n number of iterations, n values, n times the value, loop is repeated. That's why the time to execute the third instruction is n microseconds. N microseconds. Cause is it clear? This is only estimation. This is simple assignment. 1 microsecond to run this statement. So this is a only assignment. I is equal to 0, I equal to 1, I equal to 3, I equal to 2, like that. This is only one time. That's why you can take as one micro instruction. But this instruction can be depends upon the 2. That's why the time consumption is very depends upon the inputs. If you are giving the 5 inputs 5 times, 6 inputs 6 times, n inputs n number of times. That's why n microseconds are required. What is the printing statement? It is 1 microsecond is enough. N microsecond is enough. Now I want to find the time complexity for this algorithm. I want to find the time complexity of this program. So T is equals to, what is the T? Time complexity equals to, what is N? N is nothing but here, this is only various. If your input is 10 times. If input is 5, 5. If input is 100, so like that, the N plus how many seconds? This is a constant. Every time sum equal to only one value, 1 second. And for loop only 1 second. Print statement 1 second. This is constant. Only we can various is an n value. Guys, is it understand or not? If you understand, then the later concept is very easy. Guys, please respond.
Yes, sir.
So here the one is microsecond is
sir.
constant, is constant, this constant. Only the n is variable here. So n plus 3 microseconds. So that's why this is a constant. Now what is the time complexity? What is the graph? In the x-axis I want to take the n values. That is nothing but the sum equal to sum plus y, n values. And in the y-axis I want to take the microseconds. That is the 1 microsecond, 2 microsecond, 3 microsecond. So the graph is like a linear fashion. The graph is generated is called as an. Suppose if the x-axis number of values are incremented, the number of seconds also increased. The graph is gradually increases in the linear fashion. So it is not a curve, it is a linear. So that's why that is called as a linear behavior. That is called as a linear behavior. So let me understand, if the time is increases, the n value can also automatically increases. This is called as an time complexity is called as an big O of n. This is called as an order of n. That is called as an big O of n, order of n. Coming to this, so coming to the next one. So what is meant by a big O notation here? So the same function here, another people can write the different algorithm. Suppose what is the n natural number, sum of n natural number formula? Anyone? What is the sum of n natural
N
numbers
into
formula?
n plus 1 by 2, sir.
Yes,
n
the,
into n plus 1 by 2.
very good, very good. So if you know that formula, the function sum of n natural numbers, input is n value. Suppose sum equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, automatically print sum. So there is only 2 lines of code. Second algorithm can be implemented only 2 lines of code. So that is called as that is another way to execute the another person can different algorithms can be implemented. So coming to this one, try to understand. I want to develop, I want to run the program, try to understand here. Are you visible my code, C program? Girls, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So here, this is a one algorithm. This is another algorithm. So this is a sum of numbers one. Input is, and this is what is the function syntax? return type, function name, and we can passing the n number of arguments. Initially sum is equals to 0. I is initially start from 1. 1 less than I less than n. Sum the number of times it can be repeated. Here we can take the according to the algorithm first instruction, and this is the second instruction, and this is the third instruction according to the previous slide point of view. This is the fourth instruction. So finally we can print the sum. So this is the way to implement the first method. So already know what is the sum of n natural number n into n plus 1 by 2. I want to implement the same program by using the different way. That's why the logic is not same for all the developers. The logical thinking is different from one person to the another person. So here return type is 1. The function name can be slightly changed. It is 2. Input type is n. What is the why we can take an as a double? More values can be taken. Integer size range is only 36,645. So like that. So I want to take the double. More and more value can be taken as an input. Sum equal to n star n into n plus 1 by 2. Just we can print. This one is best or this one is best. This algorithm is best or this one algorithm second one is best. First one is best or second one is
Second
best?
one, sir.
Yes, the code length is very less and easy to understand by the any persons, and the time to execution is very less. Suppose this is the what is that? Suppose if your input is n is equal to 100, the time is also taken as 100 times. If you are on 1,000, it will be taken as a time is 1,000 nanoseconds. If you are 10,000, 10,000 seconds are required, nanoseconds are required. But here try to understand whether it is 10 or 100 or 200 or lakh, 1 lakh, the time is constant. That is called as a constant behavior. The second method is constant behavior. Your input is 1 lakh or 10,000 or 100. The behavior is constant. That's why the behavior of this algorithm is constant behavior. But it is called as a linear behavior. Whenever we can increase the time, whenever we can use the increase the input, and number of input is increases, the time can also time to execute the program is also increases. So that's why that's the practical point of view we can observe. So both, so if you are give the 1 lakh, the output is generated immediately. But if you are taken this one, if 1 lakh can slightly take some time. So in the main program, first of all, enter the n value, and I want to call the first method. What is the first method? It is a linear behavior. The first method is a linear behavior. Try to understand here. Just save the program. I want to go to console. Try to understand here. Are you understand? Are you visible my console? Execution screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now let's run this program. I am using the Apple Mac laptop, so that's why. If you are using the Windows laptop or if you are using the Chrome OS, you can use the DL C++ or Turbo C. There is no issue. But in the Linux platform and Apple Mac OS, the C program execution is different. So the compilation command is cc space. My program name is time underscore com.c. So just time underscore com.c. This is my program. Now this is the compilation in the Linux environment or Mac environment. cc space, cc is a compiler name, file name.c. Now the compiler can check whether there is any errors or warnings. Whether there is any errors, or there is no errors, there is no warnings. Now how to run the project? How to run the project? ./a.out. This is. Now what they are asking? Anyone please tell me what they are asking? What they are asking? Input. Enter the n value. Suppose I want to give the 100,000 value. Immediately we can get the output. Again we can run the program. I want to give the 10,000. So we can generate somewhat slow. Suppose I want to again compile and run. Suppose I want to give the 1 lakh is an input. So we can get the output. So the next one I want to give the input 1 crore. 1 crore. So the system is waiting, slightly waiting. Are you observed or not? Suppose I want to one more input is given. One more input is given. Suppose 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. So the input size is increases. The input size is increases. Then waiting 1 2 3 4. So after the 5 seconds, the output is getting. So try to understand what is the first method. Try to understand the first method. The input is increases. The time to execution of this method is also parallelly increases. Try to understand the second one also. Second one now can run the by based upon the time too. What is the time? What is the second function? We can give the any number of 1 lakh input, 2 lakh input, 3 lakh input, 1 crore input. The output is getting same constant time. That's why this is called as a constant behavior. This is called as a constant behavior. The constant behavior can be observed here. So now let me same program just save. Now you can call the function too. Now you can call the function. Just compile again. Just compile. Why? The modifications are done, again compile and run. So what is my execution? Let me observe here. Execute. Suppose I want to give the 100. Immediately you can same output can be generated. Fast output 10,000 or 1 lakh, 1 lakh or 1 crore, any number, any big number. The output response is with same constant time. That's why the time complexity by using the recursive function is order of 1. That is why order of 1. It is a any number of input. The output is constant 1. The output is constant 1. That is called a, suppose if you are increases more and more input. Are you observed or not? Any input automatically without waiting. Whatever the one you can give the input, same response time, that time complexity is order of 1. So are you understand this one? If you are, this is a constant behavior, this is not depends upon the input value. It is a constant, whether it is 100 or 1000, 10,000, whatever it may be, the values are accepted. Coming to this one, so this is a linear behavior. So this is a linear behavior. The linear behavior can be considered. The linear behavior can be considered. That is whenever the input is increases 100 some more time, 1000 some more time. So whenever the number of inputs are increases, then the graph can also, the time to execute the program is also increases. So hope you everyone can understand. I hope everyone can understand this concept.
Yes, sir.
So practical point of view can observe. So so now coming to that, what is the big O, the big O notation? So coming to this one, what is big O notation? This is the one type of notation. The big O notation can be find out the upper bound. Upper bound means that is the n square, n cube, 1 cube. The upper bound only we can calculate. So it measures the worst case time complexity or a lowest amount of time to algorithm possible to complete. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. This is already done. Function of sum of n natural numbers. So time to consume 1 second. It is a 1 second. It is n number of microseconds can be taken 1 microsecond. Now what is the time complexity? N plus 3 microseconds are constant. Every time this one is constant, this one is constant, this one is constant. Only you can change the variable is called as an n. So that's why t is equal to n plus 1 plus 1 plus 2, 3 microseconds. This is the first one, this is the second one. So here n is a variable and 3 microseconds is constant. So whenever you can implement the big O notation, two important points to remember here. This is very, 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 very important. So whenever you can calculate the big O notation, must and should we can find you can follow the two steps. First one is find the fastest growth of the variable term. So it is nothing but you can find out the variable in the given equation. This is the variable. This is a constant. The second step is to eliminate the coefficients and also the constant terms. So now we can remove the three constant. So this is a constant, this is a variable. Now we can remove this one. What is the time complexity for this one? Order of big O of n, big O of n. Coming to that second one, what is the coefficients? What is the coefficients? T is equal to 2n plus 3. This is an equation. Therefore, general equation can be given. So n is a variable, 3 microseconds is a constant, 2 is a coefficient. So what is the second step we can follow to calculate the big O notation? To eliminate the coefficients and constants. Then we can remove the 2 and we can remove the 3 microseconds. 3 is a constant, 2 is a coefficient. You can remove both one. What is the remaining? N is the remaining. So what is that? This is a coefficient, this is a constant. What is the time complexity for the both one? Big O of n. Is it clear, all of you? Big O of n.
Excuse me.
Yes, 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 yes.
Lot of students are having network issues, cause of rain.
So what can I do? మీకు వినిపిస్తుందా? ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు ప్రెసెంట్ ఆన్లైన్లో?
56
వినిపించట్లేదా?
ఉన్నాయంట సార్. సరి వినిపించట్లేదు. క్లాస్ కూడా డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుందని చెప్పారు సార్.
మరి నేను రికార్డింగ్ వీడియో కూడా పెడతానని చెప్పండి. రికార్డింగ్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోమనండి అయిన తర్వాత. ఆల్రెడీ దిస్ క్లాస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్రెడీ రికార్డెడ్ టీమ్స్. మీరు అందరూ లాగిన్ లో ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీటింగ్ ద క్లాస్ యూ క్యాన్ డౌన్లోడ్, నో ఇష్యూ. యూ ఆర్ ఫేసింగ్ ద network issue, you can download after completing my class. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Can I proceed? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So what about the remaining? Remaining, can I understand or not? Girls? Are you understand the concept or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So the big O notation is nothing but the trying to understand here. If you are taking any, so the first step is, first of all, find out the variables. This is a variable, this is a constant, and the second step to find out follow the big O notation is to eliminate the coefficients and constant terms. So here the constant is 3 microseconds. So remaining only one variable is n. That's why big O of n. The time complexity of this algorithm is big O of n. Coming to this equation, t is equal to n plus 3 microseconds. 2 is a coefficient. So what is the second step to calculate the big O notation? So eliminate the coefficients and coterms. So 2 can be removed and 3 microseconds can be removed. Then remaining is n. So that's why big O of, you can calculate the notation big O of n. So can you anyone please tell me t is equal to n square plus 2n. n square plus 2n. What is the big O? What is the time complexity by based upon the big O notation of this equation? Which one is bigger? Highest. That is the upper bound is n square, lower bound is 2n. Yes, upper bound. So try to understand the first point. Express the upper bound. So upper bound is n square is big, is 2n is big. N square is big. So that's why the time complexity by based upon the big O notation is big O of n square. So here the 2 is a constant. So we can remove this one. So what is the higher? That is the upper bound is n square. The big one is the time complexity is big O of n square. Is it clear, all of you? So I think everyone can clear about the big O notation. Big O notation. Not only big O notation, there is some eccentric notations are available. So other notations are also available. One is already know the what is the big O notation. Coming to the other one is 3 more is available. Omega notation, theta notation, small O notation. But the lot of people can consider the big O notation. Omega notation is not considered. and sometimes it can consider, sometimes it is not considered. So that's why the biggest concept of this notations is big O notation. So the big O notation can already explain the example point of view, also the experimental point of view, execution point of view. So now big O notation can already discuss. So can you explain what is the big O notation of 3n plus 2 order? Already you can learn the big O notation. Big O of 3 can be constants are removed. There are two steps. Find out the variables. In 3n plus 2, what is the variable? N is a variable. Coefficient is
N.
3. Yes, n is a variable, 3 is a coefficient, 2 is a
Constant.
constant. So what is the second step? Remove the coefficients and also
Coefficients
the.
and constants.
So what is the order? Big O of n. Is it clear? The second example. Third, so consider the example 3. 10n square plus 4n plus 2. What is the order of this equation? Order of this equation now. What is the upper bound?
N square.
Yes, n square. We can remove the constant 10, 4. So the coefficients are here. 10 and 4 is a
10, 4.
coefficient. Yes, 2 is in a.
Constant.
So we can remove that. What is the remaining? N is a
N
variable,
square.
but n when compared to the n square is big. That's why order of n square. Coming to the example 1, example 4, 6 star and 2 power n plus 2 n square. N square. So here n square can be considered, but you can taken as a constant, and this one is mixed. That's why you can taken as an order of when compared to the, suppose if you are substitute the value, n value is 2, 6 into 2 square 12. So what is that? N square 2 square 4. Which one is big? 2 power n is big. So that's why order of 2 power n. Coming to the example 5, remove the coefficient is 3 and remove the constant is 3. So order of n is a, here this is a wrong, this is order of n. Coming to this one, order of n square, order of n, order the big O of n. So this is the calculate the time complexity for this one. Is it clear, all of you? Girls, please respond.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So this is an omega notation, but omega notation can be only positive. So in the first one, big O notations can be considered only variables. The second one, omega notations are only considered by except the constant, the coefficients are taken. So coming to the theta notation, the theta notation can also consider both constants and also the what is the constants and variables also. That's why you can take an as an a this is the only notation can be changed: big O notation, theta notation, omega notation. So the fourth notation is small o notation. This is a limitations, that is the logarithms can we can apply log n. We can apply the logarithms. Additionally, we can add the small o notation. The smallest values can be find out. The lower bound can be find out. The lower time complexities can be best case time complexities can be performed calculated by using the small o notations. This is about the notations. Now up to now you can complete the what is the algorithm, what is the different algorithms examples, what is the characteristics of algorithms, what is the asymmetric notations, what is the algorithm analysis, why the algorithm analysis is important, what is time complexity, what is space complexity, and later we can discuss about that big O notation. How can you calculate the big O notation, small o notation, theta notation, and omega notations. So this is about the algorithm and algorithm analysis and asymmetric notations. Now coming to this is the summary of the up to class. So you can already learn what is the algorithm step by step process, what is the characteristics, input, output, definiteness, finiteness, effectiveness. Now, analysis of algorithm. So how can you take the input? How can you get the output? What is the different steps to follow? What are the time complexity? What is the space complexity? various notations, big O notation, small O notation, omega notation, theta notation, everything can understand. Now coming to that, introduction to the data structure. The second topic of today's concept is introduction to the data structures. What is meant by a data structures? What is a why we can introduce the data structures? So the name itself, data structure, there is a two words are available, data and structure. Girls, are you there? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So and now we can enter into the data structures concept. Very good. Thank you for your valuable response. So now, what is the data? What is the structure? Now the data structure name itself is called data. First of all, what is meant by a data? What is meant by a structure? Already know in real time there is a different types of data are available. What are the different types of data are available? What are the different types of data in real time? Facebook data, suppose Google data, audio data, video data, text data. There is so much of data is available. Why the data structures are very important role here at present at nowadays environment. So here try to understand here that data is very important. Without knowing the data, how can you structure the data? Structure is nothing but the way of alignment, order of data. How can you arrange the data? So that's why, first of all, let me know about the data. What is meant by any data? There is a different types of data is available in the real time. Types of data is nothing but the statistical data is available, scientific data is available, and geographical data is available, transport data is available, natural data is available, and cloud data is available, and personal data is available. So these all data can be maintained by using the data structures. That's why engineering subject can introduce all engineering students must and should learn. If you are go to the software industry without knowing the data structures, we cannot implement the websites, we cannot implement the insertion, we cannot implement the suppose even go to the ticket reservation, movie ticket reservation. So first of all, you can search the seats are available. The seats are available or not? If it is available, insert your details. Insert your details means so you can enter your first name, last name, your everything can be entered. So that is inserting the data. Suppose if it is not possible to attend the particular movie, so you can cancel the reservation. That is the deleting the record from the database. So that's why data structures is the data can be performed the different types of operations, inserting the record, deleting the record, searching the record, traversing the record, and we can start arranging the data, ascending order or descending order data. So that's why nowadays the data is very important. That's why the where it can be getting the data nowadays, every second huge amount of data can be used. Nowadays, now how many people can open the WhatsApp per a second? How many images are received? How many videos are received? How much text day? How many people can receive the message, text messages? So the day to day, the huge amount of data can be retrieved by organizing these data structures. Organizing this data by based upon the data structure, there is no algorithm, there is no structural data. How can you get the results? So that's why the data can be getting from the social networking websites, that is the Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, YouTube, and there is a different types of social networks, scientific information, that is the labs, different types of nowadays the corona pandemic situation, how many people getting the corona positive, the records are updated, statistics, the data can collected and sort the data, and you can give the appointment, you can give the time slots to book the vaccinations. Everything is possible by using the data structure only. Mobile data every day, how many people can use the Google Map? How many people can use the Google Map in real time? There is a lot of sensors are available in ECE people and EEE people. We are using the IoT projects. You are using the gathering the different types of IoT sensors data. How can you contain this data? So there is a different source of data is available. Now, what is the data? So what is the data? The data means a value or set of values can be stored into the particular variable. So the data in according to the C language, the data can be stored in the two forms. One is variables, another one is identifiers. One is the variables and another one is constants. Try to understand here 34 is the data and this is the 12I/01 1965 is the data. ISDN some 81 is the data, A is the data, Pascal is the data, 21, 25. This is a multiple values can be stored. These are all are data, but it is not a information. The data is available. What is the difference between the data and information is also very important. So before going to the data, what is meant by an entity? So before we can introduce the data structure, what is meant by an entity? The entity is a one that can be that is called as an entity can be, suppose student is an entity, employee is an entity, and company TCS company is an entity, and JNTUK is an one entity. So the entity is a collection of attributes. The entity is a collection of attributes. Suppose, for example, the employee in the organization is taken as an entity. The possible attributes are the entity is an employee, attributes is name, name is one attribute, date of birth is one attribute, and sex, male or female is an attribute, designation is an attribute. Coming to that values, entity is nothing but the combination of attributes and values. So values is nothing. The name of the employee is Netaji Gandhi. So here the date of birth of the employee is 30/12/89. So what is the sex? Is another. It is a male faculty. So it is a designation is assistant professor. It is a director. So like that, the combination of values and attributes will be considered. That is called as an entity. Coming to that information. What is meant by data and information is both are same or different? Can anyone please tell me? What is the difference between the data and information? Data and information. Suppose if you are taken as a best example your memory card. The memory card consists of audio data is available, video data is available, image data is available. But all data is available in the one static device. While your memory card is inserted into your device, mobile device, the you can operate it at the runtime by using the Android operating system. So at that time it is a dynamic. So you can access only videos, and in these videos only we can play the latest songs. That is called as an information. What is the extracting the data from the database, extracting the database data from the database? So that is called as an information. So whatever you want, so the process the data, processing data is called as an information. That's why the information is nothing but the to process the attributes you can generate the information. So this is nothing but the data and meaning. Compulsory the information is meaningful. So we can play only the Chiranjeevi songs. That is nothing but it is an information. So you can select one particular hero. That is called as an information, the meaningful information. So that's why data and meaning. So what is the 34 here? The age of the person. 12/01/1965. This is the date of birth of the person. This is the book ISDN number. What is the nickname? What is that is the different person ages can be stored, different values can be stored. So that is called as an information. So if you understand the data and the information entity, we can, what is the relationship between these two? What is the relationship between these? So this is called as an entry is called as an attribute. Attribute can be performed on the data. These combination of these three is called as an one information. ABC is the name, age of the person is 34, gender is F, salary is 40,000, employee is an XYZ. So this is called as an information. Are you understand what is the difference between the data and information? Girls, are you understand what is the difference between the data and information?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now coming to the data structure here there is a text data is available, image data is available. There are different types of data are available here. These data can be extracted, generated the information by using your writing the programs. You are developed the some programs, you are developing some algorithms, you can develop some data structures. So this is an input data to the program or algorithm. The algorithm can generate the information. That's why finally we can say that the algorithm plus data structures is equals to program. The algorithm is nothing but the your analysis part. The analysis part and your data structure can be combined together. You can implement the good programs. So that's why if you are write the good programs, must if you are good data structures can be implemented, good programs can be right. Must and should you can learn first of all algorithm analysis is important. According to that algorithm analysis, we can develop one data structure. Both are combined together. Good program can be generated. Now, why data structures are important? Why the data structures are important? So in real time, what are the different types of data structures are available? In real time, what are the different types of data structures? In daily life, without having the data structures, we can't imagine. Suppose movie reservation, railway, Indian railway reservation system, the data structures are included. Suppose if you are playing the music player is the best example. The data structure is used. What is the data structure can be used? That is the linked list, single linked list. You can play the song, we can go to the next song, only one way direction, that is called as a single linked list. Is the best example is music player. Suppose your song can be go to the forward and backward, both directions. The data structure is called as a double linked list. So without double linked list concept, the music players are not available in the real time. Try to understand. If you are open the website www.google.com, again we can search some topic, arrays, data structures concept in the Google. You can back button is available in your web browser. So that is called as a stack. Stack a data structure is used to develop the web pages. So you can last in first out. Last, what is the last we can open to search the data for the data structure? That will be last data structure. So that is the different types of data structures. Suppose sorting is available. So if you are search the elements in the Google, lot of index day already the data will be stored in the indexed order. The data can be displayed on your Google search. So that's why without nowadays without data structures you cannot implement. So nowadays you are using every second terabytes, get zettabytes and megabytes, kilobytes, endabytes, etabytes, zettabytes of data can be used. So every second huge amount of data can be used, and huge these data can be processed by using the data structures. Now the major importance of data structure is, so to sort the data and to insert the data and to retrieve the data, to insert the data and to retrieve the data and to everything is possible. Everything is possible. So what is the primitive data? What are the primitive data types are available in C? Girls, what are the primitive data types available in C language? What is the primitive data types available in C language? No response. What is the primitive data type?
Boolean, scalar.
Yes, integer data type, Boolean float data type, Boolean data type. So that is called as a primitive data. So that is the predefined data types are already one of the data structures. In C language, int, float, char, void, pointers, these concepts are primitive data types. Coming to the abstract data types means user can create own data types. What are the user defined data types are available in C language? Structures, unions, type def, enormated data types, the structures, unions, type def, these are the abstract data types. That is the abstract data types is nothing but the user defined data types. By using the data structure, you can store the data, we can retrieve the data, we can insert the data, we can remove the data, we can delete the data, everything is possible. Now coming to that, what is the data structure definition? What is the data structure? What is data? Data is nothing but the collection of different information. So the data will be arranged, that is the organizing the data into the particular order, that is called as a data structure. Organizing your data into the one particular order, that is called as an organizing your data into your computer in on order or not order, on perfect order, that is called as a data structures. So there are different types of data structures are available. What are the different types of data structures? The classification of data structures is linear data structures, non-linear data structures. So the linear data structures best examples is arrays, linked list, stacks, queues. These are the linear linked list. There is a linear, that is the, this is called as an arrays, this is called as an stacks, this is called as an queues, this is a linked list, and double a linked list is nothing but the bidirectional occasion. And coming to the non-linear data structures, The non-linear data structures is nothing but the data cannot be arranged in the structural manner, linear manner. You can arrange any point of view. So that is called as in a trees, graphs, and also the tables and sets. That is nothing but the majorly we can discuss about the trees and graphs in the data structures concept. So that is the non-linear data. So majorly it will be classified into the two types: linear data structures and non-linear data structures. And linear data structure, what is meant by a linear data structures? The data can be arranged by using the sequential manner. The data can be, the mathematical and the logical data can be arranged in the sequential manner. That data structure is called as a linear data structure. Coming to that, the mathematical and what is that? This is a total overview of the data structures concept. Already these primitive data structures is already known or not known? Cause please respond. This data structures
Yes,
is
sir.
already. Yes, in C language, integer data type, predefined data types, int, pointers, cons, that is the int, float, character, void is a
Float
special data type. That is the floating point, double. It will be taken as a primitive data structures. Coming to the non-primitive data structures are two types. That is the linear. That's why previous example we try to understand here. That is the linear data structures, non-linear data structures. So here the linear data structures is nothing but the stacks, queues, and what is that? Stacks, that is the static is nothing but the stacks, and dynamic is nothing but the linked list, stacks, queues. What is the coming to the non-linear data structures is nothing but the trees and graphs. What is meant by a linear data structures? Array can be, data can be arranged in the sequential manner. What is the sequential manner? The data can be arranged in the sequential manner. That is the first one, second one, third one, fourth one. So that is the order data can be arranged. Coming to that, stacks can also similarly sequential data, queue can also sequential data. Data can be arranged in the sequential manner, linear manner. So that's why it is called as a linear data structure. So non-linear data structures is nothing but the data cannot be arranged in the linear fashion. We can arrange any data, any point of any order. So that is called as an trees is nothing but the root node, leaves nodes. What is the leaves, siblings? Everything can be trees and graphs. Nowadays, the best example for the real-time examples for the graphs is your Google Maps completely working by based upon the graphs. Nowadays, so many every second, every people can use so many people can use the Google Maps. The Google Maps completely developed by using the graph data structure. Coming to the tree data structure, where we can use the tree data structure. Then nowadays, the biggest platform nowadays is IRCTs. That is nothing but the Indian Railway Reservation System. The Indian Railway Reservation System completely working by based upon the trees. So why we are using the trees? There is so many arrays is there, linked list is there, stacks is there, and queues is there. These two are the best data structures. When compared to this one, these two are the best data structures. Insertion is very easy, deletion is very easy, everything is very easy. So that's why insertion, deletion, everything, every operation can be performed in the easiest manner. So that's why nowadays IRCTs are working by based upon the implemented by using the tree data structure. Google Maps are working implemented by using the graph data structure. Hope you everyone can understand the introduction of data structures.
Yes, sir.
Girls, please
Yes,
respond.
sir.
I think time is over.
Yes, sir.
So many concepts are remaining is there. So this is what are the operations of tomorrow we can discuss. Don't worry about that. Tomorrow we can discuss what is the different type, what is the linear data structure, what is the non-linear data structure, and what is the linear data arrays. How can you implement the arrays, stacks, queues, linked list, graphs, trees? What are the operations of data structures will be discussed tomorrow. Inserting the element, deleting the element, traversing, searching, sorting. So what is the array data structure? How can you implement the arrays? And what is the different programs we can use? Why you can go to the data structures concept? Everything can be discussed in the tomorrow. What is the applications of the arrays? Nowadays, arrays are used in real time, where it can be used. How to create a one-dimensional array? How to what is the difference between the arrays and sets? Everything can be discussed. That is the what is an array. Everything can be discussed in the next class. I hope everyone can understand today's concept.
Yes, sir.
The time is not sufficient. Why? Because this is a lengthy concept. SM big O notation is the biggest concept. That's why 1 hour, above 1 hour can be taken the big O notation, and later we can discuss the introduction for the what is that? Introduction for the data structures we can discuss, and
Data
big one notation. Yes. Having any doubts regarding today class? Girls, please respond. If you are having any doubts, please ask the questions. Any suggestions at least? Sir, speed అయిపోతున్నారు, స్లోగా చెప్పండి. ఏమైనా suggestions? Can you give any suggestions? Is it okay?
Sir, కొంచెం స్పీడ్ తగ్గించరా?
Okay, good, good, good.
కొంచెం స్లోగా చెప్పండి.
Concept is understand. Definitely, I will rectify. That is, I will slow from tomorrow. Why? Because concepts cover చేయాలని అలా వచ్చినా ఇంకా కాన్సెప్ట్ కొద్దిగా ఉండిపోయింది. ఓకేనా? సో డోంట్ వరీ, ఐ విల్ టేక్ ద ఫ్యూ మోర్ క్లాసెస్, నో ప్రాబ్లం. సో అర్థమవుతుందా పోనీ అట్లీస్ట్ క్లాసు?
Yes, sir.
సో ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా నా క్లాస్ని? ఏదో నేనేదో
Yes, sir.
చెప్తున్నాను, మీరు ఏదో వింటున్నా. నేను చెప్పింది మీకు యూజ్ అవ్వాలి. సో ఇదే మనం బయట వాళ్ళకి చెప్పినా, వేరే వాళ్ళకి చెప్పినా, కోచింగ్ తీసుకున్నా అది వేరేలా ఉంది. సో మీకు ఫ్రీగా చెప్తున్నారు కాబట్టి ట్రై టు యూటిలైజ్. సో డౌట్స్ వస్తే అడగండి. సార్ నాకు ఇది అర్థం కాలేదంటే అడగండి. ఐ విల్ రిపీట్ ఎనీ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్స్, బట్ మై ఇంటెన్సిటీ ఈస్ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద. ఓకే. సో how many people know about how many people know about the arrays concept? Arrays in C language. I think all are familiar with arrays. Girls, arrays అందరికీ తెలుసు కదా. సో నేను ఒక టాక్, arrays మీ బేస్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ తెలుసు కదా. స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఇన్ C language, arrays స్ట్రక్చర్స్ తెలుసున్నాయి కదా. So I want to give some tasks to all of you. So for 5 subjects, student 5 subjects marks and read. Then average in calculate. Total average rendu print out cheyagalaru?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So all of you please try to all of you know how can you declare the array, how to one dimensional array. This is very simple example. You can read the 5 subject marks. The array name is marks of 5. You can directly take in, no issue. So that is you can read the 5 subject marks and we can calculate the total 5 subject marks. And very simple task, average. How can you calculate the average marks? Total number of subject marks by 5. So nothing but first subject plus second subject marks plus third subject marks plus so 5 subject marks sum together by divided by number of subjects. So yes, you can simple program I am assigned to you. A simple task is assigned, the first one. Second one is also very important. So at least one student data can be read and print. If you possible, if you know the arrays with data, arrays with structures, the second task is very easy. So what is the structure? Is nothing but the heterogeneous data, user defined data type. Structure is a heterogeneous data elements. That is the continuous memory location. One student data, at least one student data first of all read, then we can implement the 100 students, 1000 students. What is the student information? Student name, student roll number. Suppose student name can be taken as a string data type or character array, and student roll number can be taken as an integer, and student fees can be taken as a floating data type. 3 different data types can be taken. So 3 different data types can be stored by using the structure, and you can display the student information by using the structures concept. Cheyagalra? All of you please try to complete these 2 tasks. So second task, at least one student. Suppose you can create one structure variable, one student information by using the structures. Girls, is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is our 2 tasks can be complete before the next. Yes. Okay. So having any doubts regarding today class?
No, sir.
Okay. So the next class we can completely discuss from the types of data structures to arrays, and then day 1, day 2, day 1 half of the syllabus is not I want not covered. That is called as an arrays is not covered. Linear arrays. What is the first concept? Arrays is not covered, and next one is structures is not covered. So these topics can be covered first. Then we can go to the second. That is called a stack data structures can be discussed. So this is the name. First one is completed. Second one is completed. These two can be discussed in the next class. So if you are having any any doubts, please ask the questions. Otherwise, I can leave.